Hey all. Well, here we are. We're finishing up. I could dote and trim on this thing forever, but the attitude is to get back into the game. We're clearing land in our imaginary piece of land, and so we're trying to get this done. So we're not worried about aesthetics at all. What I've discovered in conjunction with the knife and the hatchet, what is best for smoothing and sanding. Now remember, we can't use sandpaper. It's before sandpaper was invented. The best thing I found is a piece of flint. So that's one addition that we have included in shaping the handle.
Tell you, one of the concepts I've really kind of latched onto with this is that it's faster to go slow. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's faster to go slow. In other words, slow and sure wins the day with this handwork. If you get in a big hurry with it, you make more mistakes. You're less accurate. In which case you end up doing it over. In which case it does take more time. But I think power tools are awesome. I love power tools. I have all kinds of power tools, but it's funny because the mindset that they put us in, the immediacy, and the product that they produce, you get a certain level, you get a confidence, a feeling of confidence. And look at that thing go. And what was interesting was I was feeling that same confidence, like, oh, I'm gonna make something terrific here. And it's gonna be, we're gonna put it in the Smithsonian, just the attitude that you kind of have to have when you're making something. You have to have to think you can do it, otherwise you'll never do it. But then I started stepping back and seeing the fact that it's something else. It's like something else I had no idea. I've learned so much about technique and wood grain and just a lot of stuff I can't even really explain. Definitely one thing that's consistent is the more movement you have with a workpiece, and I don't care what you're working on, you could be nailing a board. The more steady you can keep the workpiece, the better off you're gonna be. Look at it. Look at this thing cut. Look at that thing. That's awesome. And I'm not going for perfect. I mean, I just want a fairly decent palm swell, The other thing that has been so interesting about this is how sharp things have had to be with this black locust. I mean, and how much focus with the black locust. I'd say this is pretty sharp. I'm pairing end grain of dry black locust with this knife, and it's leaving a baby butt smooth finish. And that's another little thing when you're doing something, even if you're sanding a piece of wood, because basically abrading is cutting. It's like you're scratching with sandpaper. If your sandpaper isn't cutting, get rid of it as you're just spinning your wheels. Same kind of concept. Also decided with this carving hatchet that I'm going to try and rig up. I got to scratch my back here. Oh. I'm going to try, because you're not really swinging a carving hatchet very hard, I'm going to try and come up with a removable wedge system so that I can change out handles, because I have a couple of ideas on how to use it. A longer handle like the Japanese use on their carving axes, shorter for in-close work, and like a mid-size like I have here. And that's a bad idea right there. Hey, let's not cut towards our thumb. Fun part of this whole thing, and it's been pretty fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that alone because it's just getting smaller and smaller, so we may have to get all right, let's see what we got. This knife's gonna have to be sharpened again. Okay.
You know.
Right. Disaster could strike. Clean that up a little. All right, got to bring dogs in.
After trying a lot of different rocks, it turns out that I grabbed an arrowhead. It's actually a scraper, and that seemed to really work well for a crude form of sanding. It was pretty neat.
No, I think she's as done as I want to be. I could keep. We've got a wedge in her. Not too bad. I used the closest thing I had to beeswax, which is what I would use, I guess, period wise. Is axe wax, which does have beeswax in it, but I don't know. Let's see if we can get a better shot of this. It's primitive. That's kind of what I was shooting for. I did do some chopping with it. We'll see. There's a few spots that are thin and a few naughty eyes, but all in all, learned a lot, and we're gonna give it a go. Come on, you stay there. Boy, black locust burns nice, doesn't it? I ordinarily don't burn, but I just decided since this was going to be a primitive piece that, and plus the little bits of wood grain that were leaving me splinters, it burned those away. So where the grains would overlap in different directions, I couldn't get rid of all of those. So we'll see how she goes.